Heyo, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. How you guys doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. What's up, producer Gio? How you doing? No way, bro's trading today. We'll find out. Olivier, how you doing? Cliff, what's up? Dom, Froggy, RE3s, what's up? Abel Pete, hey, no, Abel Pate, Abel, what's up, man? Arnesis, how you doing? Chandler, what's up? Good morning. Softy, how you doing? Rafal, ASAP Gaming, yeah, a lot of people here trading prop firms. Sour Planet, what's up? Grizz, how you doing? Rupu's Kitchen, hey, how you doing? RFO2, what's up? Griffin, V Gates, Chicken, what up? Parsha, Christopher, good morning. Sean, Copitas, Daniel, Eddie says happy size down Monday. Not a bad idea, Eddie. Who else we got? We have Parshav, Strong Vibes, Vitor, Sala. What's up, Sala? How you doing, man? Strike a Heart. Weekend wasn't long enough. I'm ready to get back to it. Boogie Ken, what up? Frostbite, how you doing? Cool. All right, we're back. Feeling good. So, look at here. ES opening up down 3%. NAS 3.27, 3.3%. We were down over 5% at one point in Globex. Bounced back up to we're kind of around where we opened Sunday. That's kind of where we're chilling at the moment. So, gap fill does seem imminent. It's not so far away in this kind of volatility. So 17,500 remains a decent target. What's up, PDL? Which looks close, but it's actually 115 points away, under 17,500. And right now we're at what, 17,000 even. So could be another big moving day. I've had a lot of those. So yeah, let's see how this shakes out. But if we can stabilize around 17,000, I wouldn't mind looking for the gap fill. But I also get the feeling that maybe that gap fill won't be so easy. That maybe it's going to be a trickier move. We'll see. But what's up, Miguel? How you doing? We plan for any shorts? Yeah, I'm glad to go with shorts as well. I'm get under VWAP here and look for the same setups I always do. Maybe. Lagging. I don't know why it's lagging. Everything looks good. My bitrate's good. Everything on my side looks fine. Try refreshing the stream. I don't know. Alright, so we're at VWAP here on ES. 90-minute demand here from earlier this morning. What's up, Dan? Good morning. How you doing? R-Ran, what up? Good bounce spot here for ES. Should I take a break after losing so much money? Personal question. Do you feel like you need a break? Do you need to address the tendency to get greedy that's kind of wrecked your accounts before? Oh man, markets are open. Right as I was going to push the button, my loop deck came unplugged. Yeah, size down Griffin, says Grizz. We've said that before, have we not? I understand the allure of getting a big payout, but holding onto an account, it's also pretty nice. Here's the bell. All right. Let's see if VWAP can hold here on NAS. Let's check in with VIX as well. Wow. Sunday open, VIX hit a high of $40. I mean, it was just at $20 on Thursday. So it kind of exploded recently, in the last few days. Yeah, options IV is probably going to be a bit jacked, I would imagine. Just keep in mind that these moves seem like normal sized moves and they're not. Right? I always have to remind myself. This, I'm like, oh, that's usually 30 points with this scale on my chart. No, it's 90. Right? So, sizing down is not a bad idea today. There is money to be made in micros, especially when we're moving like this. Been eating up this market? Good. Oh, Salaz. All right, back to VWAP. ES already rejected VWAP there. Jin, good morning. Rupu, you're saying short after closing and a liquidity grab? What kind of liquidity grab do you want to see? Like above 17,000? I do not trade opening range breakout, no. So Trader 020, how you doing? Looks like we might be headed down to 800 first. I'm doing well, Trader. Thanks. Had a good stream Friday with Pete on there. I left that replay up for everybody, not just members only. So if you missed the stream Friday, anyone can go and replay it. All right, let's see if we get to 800. Only 50 points away now. if you're trying to open a challenge on TopStep, a lot of times in the morning, this website's a little slower because a lot of other people are accessing it. So sounds like I said I had a good stream on Friday. Peed on there. Well, I did pee, not on stream, but I did take a pee break. I had Peter Stolzer's on. Pete. Yeah. Gotta enunciate better. My mom's always said that about me. Well, 800 looks to be incoming. Cliff, glad you liked it. All right, here's 800. I mean, that's like pretty quick 200 points, a very casual 200 points. Is there even a point in deriving levels if you have to go back years to find them? Yes. I think so. You shouldn't have to go back, I mean, too many years, but it's still relevant, in my opinion. It's still something to mark. You know, give you a little bit of a roadmap. If we're blowing through levels of support from a couple years ago, then all right. It lends that to some, you know, more strength to the move. And if it's irrelevant, delete it. But it's better than nothing, in my opinion. Seems like a max leverage kind of day. Okay. Okay. Well, we dipped down to 747. Bouncing up 50 points. See what happens at VWAP. What's the smallest amount of drawdown you successfully recovered on an account with? XFA or eval? I think eval, I've done it with like $47. I've done something crazy with evals before. Definitely at least $200. I know I came back from $200 and to pass an eval. With the XFA, I mean, they all end up going kaputs at some point. I have gotten close to bringing it back from the dead, but then I usually push a few times too many on a session, and I end up giving it back and blowing it. So, nice VWAP rejection there. Maybe maybe we head down to 700 next. I mean, we're blowing through these 100 cycle levels really pretty easily. Wow, Grizz, that's awesome, man. Glad to hear it. You've been crushing it. Kevin, you're currently sitting at $600 in drawdown on your XFA. Well, I traded last night. I'm down 1,600 on my XFA. Those moves were just wild, and like the fills were shitty. The bid-ask spread was a bit wide. Yeah, spread at one point was 20 points. That's crazy. Yeah, I got a bunch of shitty fills, and I was like, all right, this is not fun. Will you move to Dubai someday? No. Why would I move to Dubai? I know absolutely no one there. I have no family there. It's halfway around the world. No, no desire. Good morning, Mr. Bond. How you doing? Okay, well, will you move to Mumbai one day? Now that's a better question. No. 700 incoming. I mean, it's not even... I don't even know what to say. I mean, these moves are just so freaking massive. Like, we just had that VWAP test, and we're down 161 points in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We moved to Antarctica one day. Yes. Yes. That makes sense. Good luck, Grizz. I believe in you with your Q puts. Rupu, yeah, you were saying short. Do you think the penguins need to be tariffed? Absolutely. They've been freeloading for far too long. Yeah, we're at minus 4.75%. So if you're an XFA or live account on TOPSTEP, you cannot trade past 5%. So watch the percent change on the index you're trading. All right. So keep that in mind. It will be evals only at that point. Should I even look to see what my puts would be up now if I kept them? I'm a little curious. What strike did I have? 470s or something? I think they're at $66, $67. Well, remember what Pete says about capitulation lows is when it feels like everything's just collapsing, it will bounce hard to the upside. But gotta wait for that pattern to play out. It does seem pretty bleak for sure, just with the price action here. I mean, this is the third session in a row of like 5% down, is it not? Like, we haven't seen this kind of drop since March 2020. You know, 3,600 points essentially in the last 1, 2, 3, 4 sessions. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sessions, 3,600 points. I've never seen anything like it since I've been paying attention. 5,800 points from the highs. It's definitely a large stacked selling candles. Early FVG seems to be holding on NQ. Well, I don't know. It's probably too early to say it's holding because we're still in this downtrend. You know? Yeah, 662 and a quarter is limit down on NQ for, you mean 5%, right? 5% limit down. In which case TOPSTEP trading on combines or on XFAs and live accounts would be done. Got to be above 5% to trade those. That's why I went ahead and bought some combines last night, just to, if we did hit the 5% range, I could still have something to trade. %5 mark for ES. We're at 4.5% right now. I don't have the number in front of me. Maybe someone else does. Yeah, I don't think that applies to the combines. Have you seen the guy who broke the record of Apex payouts? I haven't seen. I don't know. Maybe I've seen a YouTube title somewhere, but I don't really watch that kind of stuff. But that's cool. I mean, that's awesome. I think we'd all love to do that. Record-breaking payouts. You're saying sell if it rejects from VWAP? Not a bad idea. Also, I mean, I feel like I really do want to see more upside play out here. That was a nice sweep of 700. We're already back through 800. If it holds VWAP, I will look for longs, and if it rejects VWAP, yeah, I will look for shorts. So VWAP will be my guide here. Patrick. Oh my gosh. How'd you let that happen, my friend? You gotta have those brackets set, right? And I always set them for each trade, make sure I'm not gonna go past max profit. I have done it before. I have gone past max profit in volatility by like $600. I guess it's easy to do in this kind of conditions, if any conditions. All right, so through VWAP on NAS. I think we tapped 900. Yeah, we broke through 900 there. Oh my gosh. If I'm not mistaken, I think Carmine just got long at on ES at 75s. Is that true? Are we really? Where are we at? Dude, that's a huge, massive rip on ES. That's like 60 points, man. Carmine's gonna be eating good today. Shoot, sick trade. Wow, that happened fast, really fast. All right, so we did hold VWAP here on the little retest here after tapping 900. Retest of VWAP that held. Now up into the 950s. I do find it hard to just to dive in at one of these spots. I doubt he'd be trading 30 contracts today. He'd size down. I don't see his position, but he took half off at 37. I don't see his position size. But he was up 227 cumulative points. Alrighty. Let's see if we can crack session highs here. I'd imagine he'd trade like 10 contracts in this this kind of environment. 10's plenty. Yeah, 200. It was if you look over on the, it's kind of small, but right here, the open P&L is 227 points from when he posted that. So, you know, if it's like 10 contracts, or I mean 20 contracts, I guess, then it's, you know, over 10 points. So it's probably under 20 contracts. All right, well, it's just kind of, I don't know. I feel like I do want a piece of this, but I just don't even know where to even participate in at. This is a little tricky. Try to find some level that makes sense. What are you trading? NASDAQ futures. Stop loss in ES is going to be 100 points with the SPA. What do you mean? All right. Well, again, you keep saying these 100 levels, and we're just hitting them in the 2 minutes. I mean, next one, Sunday open, right around 17,100. And that was absolutely sick trade that Carmine grabbed there. This was his looking for pre-market lows, hold as support. Wow, sick trade. All right, so Sunday open, next overhead. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say this session. This is just wild. These are massive, massive moves. Like, what is this, 400? Is that even really true? I don't even believe these numbers. It's 415 points off these lows. It's just hard for me to even fathom. That's crazy. What's up, Tyler? How you doing? Yeah, when I was trading the COVID crash, Grizz, I just didn't know enough. I was just like, I'd just watch my Robinhood and Thinkorswim accounts just move like 5K in a second, you know? You're just like, I don't even know what's happening. It was wild. I'm just like, okay, cool. Huh. All right, so here's Sunday open. Tyler, no, I exited my puts on Friday, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, it was still a 270% gain. So, can't be too upset. It was a good exit, I think. Wouldn't mind a little pullback here. I would maybe go for the long, but you know, we've been on the 1 minute. We've been stacking candles, so I haven't really had much opportunity to just decide to get in. You know, you got to get in quick if you want to get a piece of this. Like, you know, the breakthrough VWAP, then the quick retest on the next one and buy up. Like, I guess then you just got to pull the trigger if that's what you want, because we're not getting like a, you know, 2-3 candles, and then a pullback, some time to think about it, and then et cetera, move higher. I want to see us grind up, fill that gap. Got PDL at 386, and then we got the close at 483. All right, let's see if we get a little pullback here. I look for around 17K entry, I think. 5-minute candle is like 220 points. So like maybe around there would work for an entry. Nope. Wow. Buddy of yours made 15K on this long. Yeah, it's just such a huge move. I do feel a little FOMO-y about it because there's just like so much money in these moves, you know? It's if you think about throwing one mini on near the lows, getting like 400 points, it's just wild, you know? Usually it's that's an overnight trade. That's a trade you're holding all day, something like that. To get that in what, 15 minutes is just nuts. This is what I mean. It's a bummer. I did want to see us get into the gap and go for the gap fill. I said it might be trickier. We just, you know, I don't know if it was tricky, but I didn't catch it, I guess. Just had to act fast, you know, not overthink it. All right, so it tapped into 17,200. Kind of a equal highs here from pre-market. The overnight highs are 278. It's a good level to watch for. You know, we can get 80 points in a minute, so could happen fast. Nice, Grizz. Well done. I guess we go to overnight highs, huh? Ah, shit. I accidentally went long 3 minis. I'm on a micro chart and my DOM was not linked. I had to close that really quick. Luckily, it went in my direction. Made $1,000 really quick, but that got the old ticker going, I think. Well, heart rate's held up, but you know, you can see my my chart's MNQ, my DOM is not. Sometimes I don't realize they're not linked. So almost got into some big trouble there. I can show you the trade. Long 227 and then grabbed a quick 16 points on 3 minis. 3 minis? Not a good idea. I wanted to be trading 3 micros, you know? That seemed a little bit smarter to me. But I didn't see it go up on the chart. So I was like, what? Did I even get in this trade? What happened? Next thing I know, I look at my P&L. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, I'm in it. So nice, Miguel. This is how I made 1K in 1 second, not clickbait. Yeah. Just insane. No, I guess I'll just stay out then. It was kind of a late entry. I just wanted to get the overnight highs hit there. Wow. Carmine got out of his position from, what was it? Long at 48.75 and then final exit at 50.13. I'm like, I've never seen him take over 100-point trade. That's crazy. Not clickbait, just a misclick, exactly. All right, so I do think, you know, getting into this gap, PDL's next, then the close. We should have a nice snapback here. This has been a monster fucking move. Just monster move to the upside. 685 points right now. Just absolutely wild. Yeah, Carmen cut the bottom of that. Dude's a real deal. I've been saying that for a long time. 157 points on ES from high to low. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Hope you guys are staying safe, trading this kind of wild market moves. You know, this is just absolutely nuts. I don't think any of the days we've had, well, they've all been pretty nuts. To me, this one seems maybe the most nuts. It's just that buy-up was just freaking insane. How often do these moves come about? The last one is 2020, and that's from COVID. So it's these kind of, and before that's probably 2008. You know, with the Great Recession, the housing market crisis. Before that, you probably have the .com stuff. So this is like not very common. Ideally, not too often, right? You don't want this kind of volatility from an overall economic and investment standpoint. I mean, from a trader standpoint, it's kind of fun. I mean, kind of crazy and exciting. But from any other standpoint, probably not great. How do you feel about the crash that might be coming? Well, obviously, don't want the economy to crash. I don't think anyone really does. Anyone in their right mind. It causes financial hardship for people. And people can lose their homes and jobs. So no one wants that. You want the economy to do well. Not just where you live, but like globally, China's having debt problems. People aren't getting paid in China. China had a thriving middle class, and that could, I don't know about collapse, but it could definitely be in trouble. So be the reset, we need to get back stronger. I don't think we need a reset necessarily. I mean, did the Great Recession, did that make us stronger? I mean, I don't know. Banks got bailed out. Car companies got bailed out. Whereas people still got foreclosed on and, lost their jobs. So just depends on your perspective, I suppose. Would be nice to see a nice a bounce today after all the major selling. I think it's due for a solid green day. Yeah, rich get richer, poor still poor. Yeah, that's true. And middle class gets poorer. I think a great society needs a strong middle class. $200-point pullback in 2 minutes. Yeah, that's what we're saying. This is just wild. So 1 micro and you're printing money with 1 micro. Leo, I don't use bookmap for confirmation. So I put no emphasis on it. Sometimes I look at it to see if I can understand things a little bit better. I like the heat map, but I'm not using it all the time. Now, people that can read it better than me and interpret it better and have an additional piece of confluence for their trading, they're gonna love it. So it just comes down to the individual. But you don't need it to be successful, but you can be successful with it. If that makes sense. Yeah, I need a banana on the y-axis for scale. Good one, Dom. I agree with that sentiment for sure. Several times past, I don't say 4 months, I get a little thrown off because the scale, like I said, the moves aren't what I think they are. I'm like, I'll stop out here. That's probably roughly 20 points. And I'm like looking, I'm like, wait, that's like 40 points. Whoa, gotta adjust my scale. All right. Space Ghost, you were not the only one who captured the bullish move on ES. Nope. You are special, but I don't know if you're that special. Just 1 second. All right, I'm back. Still up bigly on the air. I'm doing well, thanks to some options trading. Here's my, so I uploaded my Schwab account into TradeZilla. So I had a few trades here. Let me move this over. So for the year, took a loss on an NVIDIA trade, and then MNQ, it just was like auto closing, like it wasn't letting me actually stay in the trade, so that was just like a scratch. For whatever reason, I don't know why. If maybe I didn't have the available margin, but it just it was like not letting me stay in the trade. But the first short I had was actually 300%, and then the last one I exited was 269%. So yeah, about 31,000. On the options trading this year, and that was with, what's crazy about it is the account was like a $5,800 account, and 60R is very nice. I've never had a profit factor that high before. So good progress. Would like to really keep it going. Yeah, I do have to keep track of that because IRS at the end of the year I'm gonna have to pay a little extra if I still have profit in that region. You know, I'm gonna have to pay short-term cap gains on that, which is fine. It's a good problem to have. It's just the way it is. So it's better to make a bunch of money and pay taxes on it than lose money. All right, well, here's what I would like to see, I guess. I would like to see a jab lower that gets bought up, and then I'd like to see a push into the 400s. So I'm looking for little knives. Maybe a little knife down to 200, something like that, maybe even a little lower. And then a quick buy up, and then I want that long. Well, okay, it's happening without me. Yeah, every time I mention a level, it gets hit 2 seconds later. All right, flipping to 30K. I don't. I kind of wanted to do something. I kind of wanted to, but it's a lot of money. I don't know. Was my Iron Beam buying power raised during this? I don't know. I'd have to look. Excuse me. I don't know if they changed margins at all. Margins. I don't really remember what margins were. This is through Edge Clear. 1700 for one MES. That seems, yeah, I think it was 1300 before maybe. So I do think maybe it got raised. Wow. Okay, I looked away and look what the hell just happened. I don't even know. This is disappointing to not be in on this because I literally was looking at the margins and it moved 476 points. What is happening? I've never seen moves like this in 5 years of trading. This is nuts. That's a 1,000-point move off the lows. I don't even. I said I want to see move into the 400s, and it just ripped straight to 700s. This is just bananas. I had to resize all my charts. This is never seen anything like that. This is quite the snapback here. I tell you, Pete got long, and he added to his position at 50.11. His average is 49.87. So his average is down here on a double position. So he's eating pretty good. Well, you know, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted it to be a little bit trickier. You know, I want to see like a jab down maybe. Didn't get that. It's just straight face melting rips. And well, shoot. Congratulations on anyone who was in on a long position when that happened. I don't want to know what the slippage would have been if you were short and had a stop out up here. I feel like you would have gotten wrecked. Yeah, I have a Discord. Exclamation point Discord. Through 800 now. This is just nuts. Up to the pivot. 900's, you know, probably 5 seconds away from hitting. This is the craziest stuff I've ever seen. I don't know if this trend line is valid. So on the 5 minute here, probably not that important. I mean, that gap fill happened so fast. There was no. I don't even understand how it moved that fast. Were the books that thin? Was volume that strong? I literally don't know how it could just jab up 400, 500 points in 2 minutes. And this, you know, it was less than that. I'm not really seeing I don't think it's news causing this necessarily. More technical. All right, I have a little supply zone here. I don't think that even matters. I don't think that matters right now. We're in another realm here. Oh, Trump considering a 90-day pause in tariffs for all countries except China. That was the news. Dude's just playing around at this point. Well, 2 hour supply actually did give us a little bit of a pullback. And when I say a little bit, I just mean like 200 points, nothing big. Yeah, Pete got 200 points on his ES on a double position. Would be fun to have that on our Friday stream, but you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a box of chocolates. Even one micro, you know, 100 points is $200 risk. But I kind of, man, it's a little tempting to try to grab this, but it just seems so risky at this point with these kind of moves. They had negative 5% to plus 2.4% 2.5%. Well, I just don't even know what to say. This is one for the record books, I'm sure. This is crazy. Man. I guess that was a decent spot to get in, but like I said, it just feels so dicey. But you know, I don't know, 240 points on one micro in 1 minute. Not bad. Think prop firms are in danger here? I mean, probably. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words here. Well, I mentioned this 2-hour supply, so that rejected. Then we blew through it. Next spot I would look for is 270s, and then we have an R1 pivot, which might not be anything, and then we have 450s next, which would just be nuts. We are at 4.4%. I feel FOMO, to be honest. Like, I feel like a lot of people are making money. I'm not. And maybe there's more people in the crowd like me. So let's all make good decisions here. All right, let's do a poll here. So this way, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, really. Red, green, flat. If you're not making money, I don't want you to feel like you're the only one who's not making money. Exactly. Garrett says just because there's movement doesn't mean there's a setup. 1,000% correct. And I mean, I think there's complete validation for not taking any trades. So I just want to provide a little peace of mind or something, or there's company in being flat. There's really great reasons to not be trading this. And if you do, I mean, I think there's got to be a good reason. Yeah, this is just, I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but this is just so nuts. 400 points off the highs here. It's it's very interesting. Very interesting to watch, I should have left those 3 minis on. Just kidding. Why is the ATR crazy today? I mean, the market's very, things are very volatile right now. There's tariff news. There's technical reasons for pullbacks and for snapback rally. There's just a lot of reasons, this was very oversold. And then there's a bit of positive news about delaying tariffs. And so that's all the market needed to get that snapback. I mean, it was already getting a beautiful, really nice bounce before this positive tariff potential news. So that was all it needed, I think, then to snap another, what did we say, 500 points or something? No, 900 points? I don't know. It's these moves are so mind-boggling, it doesn't make any sense to me. Can't even compute. Hey, I left my dinner. What happened? I think Trump said maybe he'll pause tariffs. I don't know. Let's see what half this move is here, this last leg. We're right around the halfway point of this last little push to highs. ES almost there. NAS pretty much there. So we've got a nice little retracement cooking here. We're right at the pivot, 900. I mean, these 1 minute candles are just so big, so big. It's just nuts to me. Do you trade options? I have been this year. I have been. Yeah, I need. So what do we have? We need nano contracts, right? We got minis, we got micros now. We need nanos. 1 nano NAS. Yeah, Pete was actually doing that, collecting some premium. He was selling puts, I believe. Yeah, he's been selling puts. Okay. I don't know how to trade this. I really don't. I want there to be a clear setup with a good risk. Miguel, catch you later, man. Smart of you to lock out, honestly, even though you're feeling type of way about it. Probably for the best, you know. I'm not locked down. I can't find anything. I took some trades last night and I put myself in the hole, 1,600 bucks, and then I was gonna go long. I went long and I meant to go on micros and I took on minis. I took 3 minis long by accident, so that was the only trade I took, and I didn't even mean to take it. So it doesn't really count, you know. But imagine if I held that. I would never have done that. I would never hold an accidental massive 10x leverage. But imagine accidentally going in 3 minis and then catching like an accidental explosion. That would have been nuts. That would have been the most happiest accident I could think of. All right, so here's yesterday's close. ES at PDL. I cannot get over how big these candles are. These candles look tiny at 134 points. It's crazy. If you went in 3 minis on your personal and caught that, that would have been fun. Yeah. No, I exited my puts on Friday. Small cap vibes. Yeah. You think this is just a lot of dumb money? I just don't think retail is going to move ES and NQ like that. Probably a lot of programs kick on and stuff. No, that's not the case, Tommy. You pay taxes when you sell. Well, you know, that's when it's counted. And so it doesn't matter if it's out of your brokerage or not. As long as it's you know, like if it's a retirement account, then you're good. As you leave in the retirement account, you're fine. But for a normal brokerage account, nah. So a little bounce off yesterday's close. That's good. I feel like it's probably okay for a long. One micro seems like too much. VIX is not, yeah, VIX is a bit nuts. Makes sense. What's up, J-Bo? Thanks. Appreciate it. I guess, you know, maybe ES would be more chill. 1 micro on ES as opposed to NASDAQ if I really wanted to play this long. VIX futures is at like $33 from a high of 40 in the Globex. You want to look at let's look at a 10-second chart then. Let's see how that looks like. Excuse me. I don't think I've ever really looked at a 10-second chart. That's probably a better idea to go ultra granular when we're having these kind of crazy moves. I don't think retail is really going to make... do you really think like all the people you know, none of them are trading futures unless they're a straight up day trader. And I don't think people are hopefully not panic selling out of their accounts. I just think this is all... Retail is a splash in the bucket here. Drop in the bucket. Olivier, Olivier, Financial Juice. That's what I always use. The reset is not a recurring charge with this subscription. If you broke a rule, you will get reset at the time of your monthly rebill. Yeah, whiplash indeed, Ricardo. If you pass a combine, you're still good. Yeah, you're still good. You're allowed to trade. Follow the rules. You pass. Yeah, won't be a problem. All right. Good job, Lavish. Passed your first combine. Well done. Great job. I'm gonna try along on ES here. I got along on 3 mini micros on NASDAQ on the XFA here. Really got my heart rate going here because this is just a little bit wild for me. I mean, just looking structurally, if we just get a retracement up to 767 on 3 micros, that's almost $2,000. Like that's nuts. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get the push. Wouldn't mind even looking for highs or something like that, just because this entry could be good, you know, and might as well stay in this until proven otherwise. I'm protecting myself there. This trade too, I'll go ahead and I'll be a little past break even there, and I'm gonna raise my target here. Might as well. I mean, just in case we get a crazy move again, who knows? All right. 3 micros of $1,200 on 3 micros. This is the XFA right here. I'm just trading one at a time, so I haven't taken any trades on the other one. I haven't taken any trades on the combine. So just being a little cautious with this, because who knows? I don't know. Should I trail? Should I trail that high? I don't like the rejection there. Take 2 off, leave a runner. I was thinking about it, but I'll just stop out here. All right, clawing back from down negative 1,600, down just 300 something now. Stopped out there, so that's pretty much a scratch. Could have been a really good entry if we got the move, but I was looking for us to, you know, stabilize a little bit and you know, just get another wild move back up. We'll see. See if we get another opportunity here. Sell puts 2 weeks out here on SPY. Yeah, I mean, that could work. I'm not going to do it, but selling puts. Pete, I think Pete did a whole video about it yesterday. If you want to watch Pete's video about, I think, selling puts, then I would recommend checking that out. Why is your webcam in 15 frames per second? It just sometimes lags a little bit. White House says 90-day halt is fake news. So back down we are, I guess. Maybe they're saying that so then they can load up on their long positions, and then they'll say, nope, it's confirmed. And then I'll shoot back up and they can make money on it. Looks like you're reading order flow. Not really, no. All right, overnight highs right here. Sunday open there on ES. Not a bad, another bad spot to try along here. But I don't know if there's not gonna be that 9-day pause, maybe markets shouldn't be reacting the way they are. Brian, type in !start in chat, and I'll send you to one of my videos that's just kind of like just laying out a roadmap kind of thing for you to get started. Hell of a time to start learning. Yeah, I mean, I started learning right at, February 2020. So, I don't know. It's got to start sometime. If you're going to start, I guess. I think midnight, I think good call on the 10-second chart here. I think this is a little bit more helpful than just massive 1-minute candles. Heat map could even be more helpful. It's moving like NASDAQ's heat map right now. It's moving so fast. Oh, man. Midnight said earlier, he said try I think he said 1 second or 10 seconds. So I tried the 10 second. All right, can we double bottom here? Right at Sunday open. Come on, ES, right at 5,000. Get a little boost. I'm gonna see if we can. Ugh. This bracket is way too small for this kind of price action. Come on. Get a little boost off 5,000. A whole lot of bumps in the road is a good way to describe trading in general. The trading journey in general is going to be a lot of bumps. So there's VWAP. I took a small stop, very small risk for this kind of movement. Being down 15 bucks, not bad. I'm not upset about it. Don't fight the trend. I mean, bro, you've seen this market bounce. And when it bounces on just what you could call a pullback of a trend, it's 200, 300, 400 points. So, I mean, there's money to be made on both sides. Right now, sure, we are heading down. We did put in a higher high there. Well, equal high there. And I wanted to see if we could hold that Sunday open in 5,000. So, again, you just have to find a spot, a level that looks good to you, I think, and then put risk on. Yeah, wait, what's the trend? Yeah. There's 200 and VWAP on ES, so maybe another spot. So, like if you grab this long right at VWAP, sure, you're fighting the trend, but shut up, Siri. I'm not talking to you. But if you get a boost for like 200 points, then, on ES would be less than that. But if you get a nice boost out of there, then you're sitting pretty, and it's a nice. You can scalp pullbacks because these pullbacks are so huge. What's Edge Pro X sub cost? It's 30. I think it's $39 a month. This is hilarious and ridiculous. Yeah, you're not wrong. I went on a list for abusing Siri. When the AI revolution starts, I'm in trouble. Yeah, that's the facts. I'm trying long again on ES Micro. Worth the risk to me, if we do get a bounce, the upside's massive. And, I don't mind risking 50 bucks to make like 400. I just might need a little bit more room, and I don't know. Again, yeah, maybe I'm fighting the trend here. Maybe just let it go on down. Let's check out some higher time frames here. 30 minute. Look at that wick on the freaking 30-minute. On a 30-minute chart, have you ever seen a 1,000-point wick? I can't believe that's real. It's a 1,000-point wick on a 30-minute chart. Never seen it. Oh man, this is just something else. Yeah, if we go red today, it might be the longest daily candle top and tail. Yeah, no kidding. That'd be nuts, huh? So VWAP, maybe a little double bottom there on ES and a boost higher. That's kind of what I was looking for there on, I didn't give it the room to retest VWAP because I wanted the higher low to be put in there. So I didn't give it the room, but this is kind of the move I want to see. Just a nice little bounce, you know? Trying along here on the XFA. 3 micros on NAS here. I'm like nervous, even though I mean I'm risking what 250 points maybe, but just these moves are just nuts. Definitely get the old ticker bumping. I'll lower my target though. I think I'd rather, in a day like this, I think I'd rather trail than have a target like that, because these pops have been nuts, and might be better just to trail in this case. Could even scale out. You know, I got 3 contracts, so if I wanted to, I could sell one here. Yeah, I'll sell one there. De-risk a little bit. All right. Regardless how this trade ends up, I will be a little green on the day after being in the whole 1600 from a Globex. So that's fine with me. I didn't really like how the session last night was going. I did not like starting the XFA like that. So I'm, glad to have scalped back. Kind of got beat up last night, so. What else? But I mean, this is why I tried the long on ES a couple times, just looking for this kind of move. Fortunately, didn't really get paid on any of the attempts. We did get the move there. I was looking for more, so I took a break even, 4 points off that one, and then loss there. But I was just a little too tight on the stop. Was not a bad trade though. Again, it's just waiting for the levels where you feel where it appears maybe we find some support, or maybe where we hit some resistance, and instead of getting it in the middle of things, it's kind of waiting for a more key level to hit. With your bro, I already looked at the margin accounts right before we popped up like 1,000 points. I'm scared to look at the margin requirements again. It might pop up another million points without me. Margin stays the same since the last time I checked. 30-point take profit on a PDL retest. Have a limit with 5 micros. You're saying go long here? I mean, I'm glad I missed your comment because I would have gotten wrecked. PDL did nothing, man. What do you enjoy about spending time streaming the market and micro plays with an audience? I don't understand the question. It's enjoyable to have some community in an isolating endeavor. It's great to hear from other people, connect with other traders, learn from other people, not be so alone. You know, it's nice. It's fun. It's good being accountable to a group of people. Let's see if we get a little trend line or something. This is why you don't take advice from anyone. I probably would have. Well, I don't know about PDL. Maybe to the short side. Maybe shorting PDL here. But I just don't think it's as clutch of a level as PDL might be. You know. The close was a little bit better. I cannot believe that rip through the gap, man. I really wanted to play that. There's been so much money on both sides today, and it's been, in my opinion, tough to participate in it. All right, here's 400. Sitting on PDL for a second. I feel like this is a day Matt doesn't usually take trades. Is that right? Usually, when it's this volatile, he usually just likes watching, historically at least. Which, who could blame him? This is wild times. This 1 hour candle's gonna be nuts. You made a couple. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's a day to size down for sure. Five micros is half of 1 mini. They're 1/10 the size. All right, there's a pop higher through the close of yesterday. Very nice. Yeah, when you see 200-point 1 minute candles, the mind starts playing tricks. If I had just taken it, or if I had done it with what if I did it with 3 minis? You start thinking stupid things. Well, I still wish I was in my ES long. Where did I stop out at? Didn't I, was that it? Oh. I thought I was in another trade. I guess not. I guess that was it. Yeah, well. Yeah, the problem is, Grizz, just with the volatility, right? We moved 96 points past PDL. So, I don't know. It's really hard. Because your P&L is going to start moving in the red, and you're going to think, what am I doing? I'm losing a ton of money. Then you'll get out at the lows and be disappointed. 600 level here. Looks like a 15 pointer. Yeah, I know, right? Maybe 25 points max. Everything's like 4x what you think it is. Structurally, this looks decent for a bit of a move higher. Maybe a long of 500 is not the worst idea. We get a pullback. We don't really, I don't know. Anytime I say something like that, we just kind of rip to the target, right? Let's see if we can pull back to 500 and hold that. Yeah, I was just staring at the charts all last night during the White Lotus finale. I was like, man, this is just crazy. All right, I'm gonna try that along here. It's a little risky. We've been rejecting here a few times, so I am looking for us to kind of get a greater move to the upside now. I think 770s is a reasonable target, right around there. Yeah, these are more wild swings than coded for sure. I agree. I talked about not having a target and just trailing, but I might just go for the, I don't know. It's really hard to know exactly the best way to play this. I could scale, yeah, I just took it off there. A nice little trade. That's my first like one I feel good about. You know, a lot of other ones were kind of just these little stop outs or retracements for a few points, but that was a nice one. Gotta be careful, gotta be nimble, gotta act quick in this kind of volatility. But I think that exit's good. That's kind of what I wanted to see. I think if we look at the, I'm using 50% retracement. So look at the 5-minute chart on my screen, top left corner here. I measured this last leg down, and we stalled out right at the 50% retracement. So that's why that was my target. And not saying we were not going to rip higher and maybe go to the highs of the day, or probably not the highs of the day, but maybe 18,000 again. But I think that's a safe exit for a volatile session, and it's locking $1,000 profit on that one. So I feel good about it. Now I also feel like it could be a decent time to try to pass a couple combines here. I think you could do it with one mini. Definitely do it with one mini. I haven't done it with one mini before, but at least get max profit. Problem is, you can easily hit max loss as well. What broker to use? I have Edge Clear. I don't know how many points that last trade was. It was 3 micros, and I made, I think, like $900 something. So that's 3 micros is what, $6 a point? Wait, is that, something's not, is that real? It's hard for me to even think about. $900, and it's $2 a point times 3, so it's $6 a point. 150 points, I guess. I guess that's not crazy. I mean, you know, It's all relative now at this point. Is that crazy in normal situations? Of course it is. Is that crazy here? I guess not. All right. I kind of want to see. I like 600 holding here. I do want to see if I can get in here for a max profit trade on 200K combines. I need $3,000 profit. Type that into my bracket and see if I can make it happen. I'm in long here. I like my target. Right now I'm risking about $1,200 on this combine trade. I might increase that to about $1,500. See if I can get the push here. Yeah, Pete, I was saying that actually. He said we did the live event on the wrong day. It took 200 points on a 2x position to say him. I mentioned that in chat. I said Pete just did got 200 points on. I said it would have been nice if we did that on Friday, but you never know what you're gonna get. And then I did a bad Forrest Gump impression. Yeah, that was a killer trade, Pete. Can we get this push higher? Looking for 819.5 here. Thanks, Pete. Have a great rest of your session as well. All right. Need a strong close here. Yo, that's not a strong close. Come on, push it. Push it. Push to the high of the wick. Don't reject 700 on me. Push it, push it, push it. Come on, man. All right. Well, I might take a stop here then. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten back up. About $1,100 risk here. I just really wanted this to close a little bit stronger. So we might consolidate a little bit and then get the pop higher. I still think we still get the pop higher. I just don't know if I want to stay in this consolidation. So we'll see if we get another chance to get in at a good spot here before it pops higher. These are, as I mentioned, you know, this was 600 level, right? We rejected 700 level down to 600 level, so these are just big old moves, of course. So let's just let's give ourselves another 50% to look for here. Well, might be getting screwed over on this. I do want to see it jab lower still. So it is holding 50% right now, which is right at 600, which does make a decent entry. But these candles kind of suck. Like these 1 minute candles, tiny little bodies there. Wicks needed to close strong. And now I'm going to be kicking myself for that, tightening up that stop. Should not have tightened it up, I guess. This did turn into a trend line. I didn't even realize this. I threw this on the chart to see if it would act as a trend line and some support, and it did. So that's good. So we're at equal highs now. So we can get a little pullback before we pop that. Yeah, Jonas, I wouldn't worry too much about the news because once news hits, it's already too late. You know, you're not going to be able to trade off of it. So when it's unplanned news events like that, you really just have to be careful that, okay, we might be getting some of those today, and then just really be nimble and trade small size. Well, I am regretting, you know, we're close to my target of my max profit target right here, which is this red line here. So I am a little kicking myself there. Melvin, yes, I am. I exited my puts on Friday. Seemed like the safe play. It's a good exit. You can see the news early in the charts. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times price will precede news, you know, and news is just an excuse. Well, I definitely feel a type of way about stopping out there at the lows on this little wick lower. Jonas, I'm not going to make any comments about my political opinion about what I think. We're just going to trade the charts. You know, as I mentioned, we got a little bit of an uptrend going. There we go. I wanted to see if 700 could hold. Dan for president. Yeah, and I get that the Discord mods will be in my cabinet, and we'll give you guys signals. Thanks, Jonas. Appreciate it. Glad you're here. I still might fancy a long here. Still might do it. See if this trend line can hold again. Gotta act fast on these opportunities. Jab through 700. All right, not holding, not holding. That is actually pretty large drop. 150 points off the swing high. I mean, this is a look. I mean, if you look at this, this is the 10-second chart. It is pretty difficult to kind of get any sort of edge here. Again, I think it is just finding key levels. Like here, we have like a base of support, so it's not, to me, not a bad idea if I wanted to try along on a combine account where it's like my risk is capped at $100 that I paid for the combine. So. To me, it could be worth the risk of finding the right location and then putting risk on and saying, all right, obviously I might get stopped out here and blow the whole thing, but I like the level enough to give it a shot. Here comes the circuit breaker, you think? You think we're just going to plummet back? I'll take the stop there. See? So again, you know, Obviously, I want to do this with real money. Like, I'm down 23. I want to do this with an XFA, this kind of, you know, throwing one mini on these levels, looking for a bounce. I want to do that on, you know, an account with like real money attached to it. About $600 to draw down left on this. So let's go back. Here's this combine. First day of trading it, $1,000 so far. The other combine, or the other XFA, sorry, not traded. I'm not trading them together right now. I didn't really trust that. I don't know, if it was just like any other day, maybe I would copy trade them, but I did. Grizz said Hail Mary. I kind of want to just risk. Maybe it'd be like the fresh one, the one that has zero balance, is just kind of like trade this one, see if I can kind of get, you know, like 5K today or something. Just going a bit ham with it. It does feel like we're still getting nice large moves, but maybe things are kind of gonna balance or chop around a little bit. I don't know, but it seems kind of worth the risk to me. You know, I paid $100 for the combine, $150 to activate. So I put $250 in. Now, if I could withdraw $5,000, that's a huge 20x return on investment, right? So maybe it's worth it, because I pass these combines for the most part pretty freaking quick these days. So I don't feel so, like if I lose an XFA, I don't feel as bummed about it, because I have been able to get them really, you know, in 2 days for the most part. So maybe it is worth going big on one of these. Imagine like 3 contracts, 3 minis. Is it worth gambling evals? I would say only if you're a solid trader. If you're a solid trader and you don't want to, you just kind of want to get through it quick, then you can go more aggressive. I made a video about it. It's the last regular video on my channel that's not a live stream, where I talked about my strategy for passing combines. If you think you'll be able to do it, trade consistently once you're in the XFAs. Otherwise, you're just increasing your costs to learn. You know, it doesn't really make sense. All right, so 5 minute here. Looks like I failed kind of a break higher to the, at least revisit 18,000. Seems kind of like a failure there. 15 minute could end up engulfing the body of the previous one. So it's looking a little bearish to me right now. What do you guys think? I'll do a poll in chat. By the way, 31% are flat on the day, out of 482 votes. So it's a lot of people who are flat or red even. So like, you know, only 48% are green. So if you're not green, don't feel bad about it. All right, check the poll if you want to, check the chat if you want to give your input on the poll there. Should I go heavy on one XFA today? I have 2. One has $1,000 in it. I'd probably set that aside. And then I have one that I have not traded yet. I could go heavy with it and look for a big bag or potential bust. And to me, maybe the risk is worth it. I'm risking essentially $250 in 2 days of my time. Potentially make, you know, who knows, $5,000. What are you considering heavy? What I would consider heavy is like 1 mini, maybe even 2 if I add to it. But 1 mini for sure. I can only trade up to 3 minis with the scaling plan on this XFA. Oh, Grizz, I thought this was your idea to go heavy on an XFA. 3/4 of the people so far want to see me do it. And I'm a man of the people. Let's give the people what they want. I know Griffin wants me to. I kind of want to see 600 reject here. That could be a good short. Well, as I said, Grizz, $250 in 2 days of my time is the risk. And the potential reward is, I don't know, maybe a $2,000 payout. It kind of depends on how big of a trade I can get. So I kind of like the idea of us hitting these wicks at 600 and rejecting. Close your eyes and put on 5 MNQ. I can only trade 3. Only trade 3 right now because my balance is 0 and there's a scaling playing with TOPSTEP XFAs. But I can do micros, sure. I could do up to 30 micros. No go, Chris. All right, so here's this level I was looking for, 600. I kind of want to see if we can reject here. All right, I'm trying it on this XFA. I'll give it up to the wick, essentially. So in with 1 mini. I mean, what I wanted to see so far is happening, but it's just on a 1 minute candle, so we could easily pop through it and stop me out. But I am just gonna go ahead and go for it. Feels like it could need a little bit more room. Very close to stop there. I mean, wow. That was so close to a stop, and here's a flush. Up 2,500, 2,800, 2,900. Holy shit. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. That's what we're talking about. That's $4,400 on the XFA. I mean, come on. That worked out perfectly, and it was literally I don't even know how much because the scale's all messed up, but that was so close to stopping me out there. And I almost killed it. But that's what I wanted. $4,400? Fuck yeah. Let's hit it again, man. That's feeling good now. So, right, I risked $250 with the entirety of the XFA. And now I can just size down, try to get this to $5,000 in 4 days and get a big payout, $2,500 payout. Yeah, I'll lock that for sure. Yeah, that's great. That's all I needed. I'm not going to get too greedy. It was beautiful. Now, I still have these combines. They're close to being gone. $600. If we get through this little area of the swing low where we kind of bounced, if we can kind of get through this, maybe I'll try to go for momentum short. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Was there news, too? Additional 50% tariffs on China. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is the okay. I mean, I don't know. We won't get into it. But yeah, let's see. 200 breaks, get through this little swing low here. I could maybe try to scalp this to the downside. I have very little wiggle room. I could go to micros on this because with 5M and Q, I'm getting double the drawdown, room for the trade, and I can still hit and add to it. And there's still like plenty of upside. There's plenty of stuff that makes it still worthwhile. Like 5 micros is still a ton of money in this kind of volatility. I did have perfect timing on that with the the new the news, given that I mean, how big was that candle? That was one mini, you know, one mini I was in, and it made me $4,400. So it's like, this was 368 points, something like that. I don't know. None of these numbers make sense. They're not real anymore. It's all just, it's fugazi. This crazy day. I got a smile on my face, though. Making the most of it. All right, we'll try combine here. See if we can get another move. I said I had, what, $600 to draw down, so this could be my last trade in the combines if I want, or I could play it closer to the chest. I think I'll just let it ride. Take the pail on the Hail Mary. Yeah, I just gotta make $200 for the next 4 days. So if you think a circuit breaker is incoming, well, you make sure you're in the Discord so I can give you proper shout out when we do hit circuit breaker. Because that'd be a pretty sick call, honestly. I'd like to give you your props. I mean, Lawrence, I was like, I mean, you saw how close I was to stop out, right? Watch that back. I was literally, you know, I thought for sure I was getting stopped out. Then all of a sudden it jabs down and I'm up over $4,000. Like, that's definitely the biggest trade in an XFA I've ever had. And I'm glad I'm glad if it stopped me out and then flushed, who knows what kind of tilt I'd be feeling, you know? So I'm glad that that did not happen, because then it has the opposite effect. Thanks, Barsha. I appreciate it. Yeah, I might make that a short. Imagine you went 2 minis. I know that's when your brain starts playing games on you. 3 minis. Well, that's $12,000 or whatever, you know? You know, it's, you don't want to, you just want to be happy with it. Because that's the problem with the brain or whatever, where you're always chasing more, you know? For whatever reason, you know, it's like never enough. I want to be happy with that. All right, so combines, no go today. That's okay, though. I'm feeling pretty pleased with the way the XFAs are. And $80 loss on my personal account feels like nothing. Yeah, you make a short out of that clip, I'm going to have to spend all night modding it. That's gambling. No kidding, man. All right. Let's see. Any other little game plans you can develop here and find more opportunity, because there's plenty of movement for money. Now, like Garrett said earlier, are there setups to make money? Because the movement alone is not enough. You need setups. So this to me is bear flagging right now. Could mean nothing. If I was looking for a play here, I think a short around 400, 423 is reasonable. And again, you know, it's like sizing down and knowing that, okay, quick stop out could happen. But let's try it on this XFA. Give it a little bit of room and then see if I can get a move lower. And I will put some of the profit at risk here. See if this bear flag can play out. This is 5 micros. Got a little bit moving in my direction, but it looks like it might get me here. Very close. We're gonna have a repeat of, no repeat. So I took a small loss there. Worth the risk for sure. Huge asymmetrical risk reward in my favor for sure. And well, maybe now it's playing out here, and maybe I got a top tick stop out, which is what I wanted to avoid in the last trade I took. All right. It just needed a little bit more room, and I should have known that in this kind of volatility, that was a little tight there. But that, you know, that's how you do it though, is find like a level where you can get in good, you know, and so you're gonna limit order in, kind of front run something, and hope that the pattern is gonna play out. That's kind of all you're doing here. So It's a little higher risk, obviously, in these conditions. But when you got a bear flag, then I'm looking for, okay, let me just draw a 50% retracement. That makes a great entry a lot of times for it to continue playing out. So that was honestly a solid trade. Just the stop was a little too tight. And then I've been up, you know, I don't even know how many points this is. A lot, right? So not bad. Guessing no online games today. I mean, the market's just way too interesting, honestly. The maps will be here for the boring days. I'm just sad that I think this bear flag's going to play out here, and now the risk is a bit greater, obviously, and I have to decide if I still like it enough. Which I really loved the entry before. That was way more comfortable, right? I mean, it's so hard not to have a smile on my face after that. You know, the timing of the XFA trade. That's what I was hoping for. I wasn't really sure I'd be able to do it, you know, and the fact that it happened so fast the way it did on the first trade, that just puts a smile on my face. Yeah, what can I say? That was too perfect. All right, we're gonna go again here. Looking for the flush. Thanks, Grizz. Appreciate it. I'm just trying to catch up with you, man, and all your payouts, bro. See, now then my brain goes, oh man, what if I did that XFA trade on 5 XFAs? It was 5 times $4,000. Oh man, you know. But I just want to be happy with that. That's awesome. All I want to do this year is have a nice green year, and I want to be able to do it consistently and feel confident in my trading and see that real improvement. That's really what I want. It's less about, oh, I want to make like 300 grand trading this year. It's more like I want to just really see improvement from where I've struggled and put in a solid green year. It doesn't have to be crazy. You wish this wasn't your wedding week. You won't be able to trade Wednesday through Friday. Are you going to go on a honeymoon afterwards too, and then you won't be able to trade then either? I don't know, Eddie. It's all right to give yourself a break, man. Enjoy your wedding. I'm a little torn here. I'm tempted to grab $300, but I'm also tempted just to see if I can get the flush. Man, it looks like I might just get a break-even stop instead, which is fine. So let's see here. Trend line. Trend line is just going to give us maybe another potential entry point for a scalp. Yeah, don't overtrade. Yeah, exactly. I'm realizing that I have taken several trades lately, and I definitely don't want to overtrade and like eat it. This profit can evaporate very quickly, so I do want to be cognizant of that. But for the most part, I've kept risk pretty tight, and my reward is usually pretty sweet. So, Tory trades trend line inbound. I mean, I like trend lines. I know people hate on them, but it's just another piece of the puzzle, man. It's predictive too. What's up, Don John? How you doing, man? All right, looking for this flush here through 200s, through this swing low. Maybe revisit 16,700 next. I don't know. I don't really like this stop limit. 4-hour candle looks intense. Let's look at it. I mean, yeah. I mean, all these candles are gonna look so nuts with that huge rejection after that huge move. You're $200 away from blowing your combine again. Just do what I recommend, right? I'm waiting for a more of a. I'm giving myself a game plan as opposed to just like waiting for it to move and then like okay, sell. You know, I'm like, all right, let's see if we can get this rejection here. And at this point, it's a pullback, so the risk is tight and the reward is really great. You know, like give yourself a little bit, make a game plan. And if you don't have one, then don't put the trade on. Was my voice getting raspy? I'll drink some water. Good stuff. So I'm gonna be a little trendline hoe and look for this. See if we can get a little tap here and rejection. I still want to see 200 flush, right? So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that doesn't happen. But here's Sunday open on ES. I do want to see this reject and then move to the downside. I wouldn't even mind if it was like something a little trappier, like maybe a fake breakout. Fake move up to 400 and rejection before the flush. But I still want to see this downside play out. Any profit this big day? Yeah, I'm up 800 on this XFA and 4,400 on this XFA. Why do I prefer NQ? I just like the way it moves. A lot of, usually plenty of room in the moves to make some decent money. I usually find that you make more money trading NAS than you will ES on a similar move. So I usually opt to trade NAS. You know, when I was trading ES, I traded ES exclusively for like a year and a half. And people are like, why don't you trade NAS? I'm like, I will. I've done it before. I'll get back into it, but I just wanted to get really comfortable with ES. And then I made the jump over to NAS, and I think it's nice to be able to trade both of them and feel confident trading both of them. All right, so let's see if we can get a fake breakout. Maybe it could be a real breakout, but I kind of want to see a fake breakout and then a flush at 200 down on to break 17K. Kebubs, what's up, man? Yeah, ES easier to trade than NASDAQ? Yeah, probably. That's probably easier. NAS can have some pretty wild wicks and things like that. It can be a little bit crazier. All right, here we are. Kind of ending this consolidation here. I'm looking for a fake breakout and then a move lower. If I see that, I will put risk on. If I don't see that, I will not put risk on. Simple as that. Ideally, a 400 rejection is what I'd like to see. My only hope is that it's not a real breakout to the upside. Right? Then I'd be offsides and I'd get run over. Options premiums are outrageous today. I can only imagine. Let me look. Oh yeah, it's crazy. All right, so that was 300. Not all the way up to 400 yet. Yeah, right now, normally when I'm looking for breakouts, I like seeing that wick pull back to the trend line there and holding. I love that for the long side. So I could be wrong in my analysis here. Maybe we do just move to the upside, but I am curious to see if it might just be a fake out. So I don't necessarily want to commit to the long side right now. Let's see if we do get a push, and let's say 400 does hold. I'll look for 470 maybe to reject, which is about half this leg, and this swing low right here. Not a lot of excitement here from the buy side. Looking a little lackluster, but maybe it's just going to take a second to get some steam and get the move up. So just going to watch here and see if anything I like plays out. That's it. I'm actually going to take a quick pee break while I wait for that, and I'll be right back. All right. Matt, catch you later, man. Still looking for this to play out here. This could be a real move again, as I mentioned. If so, let's see if 460s, 470s rejects. Tory trades would be getting smoked right now. Well, wouldn't she have taken the break here? Right? I mean, I think most people here, excuse me, I think most people here would be looking for the breakout, right? It's kind of a, whatever you want to call it. Bottoming out here and then consolidation. So here's 400. Did tap 400 here. Again, want this to be a rejection and move lower, flush through 200 on down to 17K. I don't know, Grizz, actually. I don't watch your videos. We could have a little inverse head and shoulders here, kind of, and then a real move higher. So far, it's looking pretty real. Did Eddie get hired by TOPSTEP after doing those reviews on Trustpilot? I think that would be too fast of a, we did that on Friday. Wouldn't expect them to be like, oh, boom, hire that guy, But I'm sure Eddie will let us know, right? Tell Eddie he has a wedding to get ready for. All right, just to reiterate here, 475, another good spot to watch and see if we reject or reclaim, and then, all right, maybe we got some upside. I'm a little tempted to sell this short, but don't want to be on the wrong side of this. You think longs are setting up? Yeah, I mean, I still have not seen enough evidence for my idea here. Still looks, bullish enough. In fact, this pullback here and this subsequent buy up leans definitely more bullish. So maybe I should, I don't want to not consider longs because of that. Let's see if we can actually reclaim this area here and not just reject. If I overtrade on Apex, can they not pay me? I don't know. I don't trade them anymore, and I don't know what they constitute as overtrading, to be honest with you. So I don't know. Okay, pushing higher here through this level that I wanted to see if it could reject. Not rejecting. So let's see if price accepts up here, or if the market accepts price up here, and then I mean, it'll be too late. I think it's too late for me because I was not really buying this move higher here, but it has worked out pretty nicely. Let's see what kind of move we got here. So from these lows, we're talking 360 points. Is that all? 360 points? Very sizable. Eddie says there's no overtrading rule. Yeah, that's what I thought. Pretty sure you could take 100 trades and be fine. Okay, here we are above the close from Friday. If we can hold that, hold 500, I think longs could look pretty good. Or not. I don't. I just it doesn't feel like high probability enough. Am I charting FEGs and OBs? What are you talking about? I'm not charting any FEGs on purpose. Whether it actually ends up being FEG or not, I don't know. So I think this is okay for a pop higher. I don't know if I super love it. I feel like it could also just reject at any point because it's already been a very nice leg higher. And what do we really want out of this? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we have a greater pullback now. I don't know. It's very tricky. How long are you going to stream for today? I'll probably wrap up before too long here. How much is TV paying you to be on the cover of their website? Isn't it Alex Hanold? What's the cover of their website look like? Alex Hanold. It is Alex Hanold still. Come on. I don't look like him. So I think TOPSTEP is going to be denying payouts heavy this week. I made 17K in 3 days, and I feel like I will get denied. I think as long as you're following the rules, you'll be all right. Yeah, they don't deny payouts. Just follow their rules. There isn't rules against trading on tariff news. You never know. I mean, how could they say you can't trade when someone unexpected says something unexpectedly? You know, you just... Yeah, there's a 5K cap, yeah. Alrighty. I might be liking a short side again. It's just crazy enough to work. The 5K cap is payouts are capped at $5,000, but you can have up to 5 accounts, so you could have up to $25,000 payout. What's up, Twisty? How you doing? All right, I waited patiently for this. I'm not sure I'm gonna get the move I want, but well, put risk on here and see. Excuse me, man. It's just 3 micros here. Stop. I don't know. I'm okay with risking the profit on this, I think. Let's try this new upcoming prop firm called Grizzly Markets. I think you'll like it. Who owns it? Does need a little bit more room. 730. Sounds shady. That's what I'm thinking, Justin. All right, time to get the knife down here. Oh, I don't think the market heard me. Time to get the knife down here. Say it again. Say it again for the people in the back, the market makers in the back. crazy having like a 70-point stop loss like it's nothing. Luca, I mean, you can see the lines on the chart shows you the open position, and then the red rectangles here. Stopped out. Stopped out. All right, well, it's worth a shot, in my opinion. Now the only thing to do is go 1 mini here on this account. See if I can do another $4,400 trade. Turbo, you're long from 312. That's pretty good. Should have entered at your exit. That's a lot easier to say in hindsight, my friend. You don't, when you're going to enter a trade, you don't know if you're gonna get a revisit at a price level that you want to be in at, you know? So sometimes you just have to get in where it's a little less ideal, but if you want to be part of it, you know, sometimes it's gonna leave without you. How come the chart scales? It's just the volatility, you know? It's huge volatile moves, so until volatility dies down, these are gonna be monster moves. Looks mildly bullish here. 5 minute looks all right. 15 minute, I'm wondering if 15 minute has like a little bit of a downtrend here. Let's see. Yeah. Still think, I mean, I still prefer the short side here. Twisty, let's see, I lost the XFA. All right, got one back, lost it, and then today's my first day trading them, and I'm well on my way to getting a payout on one of them from a nice trader there. I'll show you here, $4,400 on one trade. Perfect timing. We have upside left. Let's get over the bear breaker. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think you can make a case for either side, which usually is a good indication to not take trades. Thanks, Twisty. Appreciate it. Test 600s. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a test on the upside here. How's the garage coming along? It's not. Have not made any steps towards getting it done. I'm almost interested in trying a long here. Just don't want it to retrace too far down here. 400 is about as far as I want to see it go. Alright, I'm going to try along here. Tight risk. PL's right there. Yeah, I don't know. Feels a little sketchy. I mean, everything's a little sketchy, but I don't know. Gosh, man, my mouse glitched. my mouse keeps jumping around the screen, right? See how it's doing that? I was moving my stop up, and it jumped up and stopped me out. Profit, which who knows, maybe hindsight I'll be happy it did that, but I wasn't trying to do that. But it's been, maybe it's too far away from its receiver, you know, like that's wireless. Maybe I should go wired with it, but all right, well, regardless, I'm out of that trade, I guess. I might go ahead and call it a day here, though. I don't really want to overtrade and, you know, clean it. It's just it's a laser. It's not a trackball or anything. So yeah, it was a really fun session. I hope you guys stay safe trading this. Remember, size down, and yeah, have a good rest of your day. I gotta get out of here. I got things to do, but it was good hanging out with you guys. Good trading. Yeah, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another stream. Later.